Get in, nerds. We are playing Hearts of Iron 4. We're still interfering in a couple wars here, and we're still building up our industry over here. This is probably about ready to do everything we want to do. So these are the 4 states, Brandenburg, Hanover, Thüringen, and Franken. These are the 4 states that that national focus gave us maxed out infrastructure in. We're just going to start building those up. So these are, yeah, and we're basically going to get started with those right as the Autobahn focus finishes out. We're still pressing forward in Oviedo here. Now, I know for a little while there was a bug going on with the Spanish Civil War that prevented foreign divisions from resupplying there. I don't know if that's still going on, but we'll find out. It doesn't seem like they are, though, because we are getting supplied. So now we're on Oviedo. Yeah, and our supply status is much higher. As you can see, our stored amount is going up here. So I'm not worried about that. Just going to wait for a moment. Circle back over here. Get this unit attacking again. I do feel very confident in our ability to eventually to win this fight, although this unit is going to have to back off and resupply a bit. Get some orc back and everything. We do have a seasoned division here. They might fall back down to regular once their reinforcements come in, but we'll see. For the moment, though, let's get them attacking again. And there is the combat width, and there they go, reinforcing the attack. So we should be able to win here. These Ethiopian units are encircled, so they are probably going to be destroyed. These units should be fully supplied again. And the nationalists have taken over Bilbao, so that is good for us. Let's go ahead and move over to Salamanca and see if we can take that. It's going to take us 16 days, so we'll strategically redeploy to Valladolid, and then build organization back up before we head off to the front. I'm going to give Guderian the aggressive assaulter and offensive doctrine abilities. He's still got more then. Alright, we'll give him charismatic. There's the Autobahn focus. That is exactly what we need. So then we're going to go over here to Hermann-Göring-Werk and KDF Wagen. These are weird, complicated industrial schemes that ultimately add up to we're going to get a whole boatload of extra civilian factories. So let's get started on that. That's really going to help with our overall acceleration here. Denmark offers a trade proposal. The Danish delegation has approached us with a trade proposal. Denmark produces a large quantity of food products, which we have imported quite a bit historically. They recently devalued their domestic currency, the krone, making their agricultural goods far more competitive. This trade agreement could prove quite a boon for us, as it would secure food for our population and strengthen our supply lines. This could be beneficial. This adds a national spirit that grants reduced non-combat out-of-supply penalties. It gives us an extra consumer goods factor, which I don't love, but increases our supply efficiency and reduces supply combat penalties on core territory. Interesting. I'm going to do it. All right. And now, it is simply a question of capturing Addis Ababa. That said, there are a lot of places to attack that are better than attacking Addis Ababa directly, so we'll go those ways. Attack here in Gaba. Alright, how is Spain? Alright. Let's see if we can breach Salamanca. Are we in the same air zone? Yes, we are. Very good. ideally we'd be able to get to Madrid. We'll see how that goes. And there's the end of the war in Ethiopia. Ethiopian government has capitulated at uncertain times. So this means Italy has taken control of this area, and our units should be heading back, right? Oh man. Oh no. Oh, this mechanic is busted. Uh-oh. Alright, so Italy's in kind of a funny situation right now because of their overall... They're technically still at war with Ethiopia right now because Ethiopia is technically part of the Allies at this point. So that means my units are still here, which I don't love because I can't... Like, ideally, you're supposed to be able to get experience in the field and then... I wonder if disbanding... No, okay. So that does not work. Alright. Well, alright. So it's gonna be till we get into a war before we can use those units. Doing pretty well, actually. Kind of neglected my continuing force expansion right now. These units need to still be training. And we can actually fix up some of our armored divisions. Oh, interesting. Dominions break with the crown. Okay, so this is... the British government has fallen. So that's indicative of something interesting. Well, let me go ahead and read this event first. Representatives of the Dominion governments today, that's Canada, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand, announced that they will unilaterally be breaking ties with the Crown. They cite the King's flagrant disregard for the opinions and wishes of the Dominion governments and their peoples as the primary reason for why the British-Commonwealth relationship can no longer continue. This crisis, brought on by the King's intent to marry Wallis Simpson, has now resulted in the formation of a new Commonwealth of Nations with the various dominions, and it seems that the present paralysis of the British government will preclude any action being taken in response to this move. This is undoubtedly what the Dominions have hoped for. The Empire is in crisis. So this was an historical event where King Edward VIII married Wallis Simpson, a divorcee and an American. This was not a popular move in the British government, and people were big mad. That's the very short version. So, basically what this means for us is that Great Britain is pursuing is going to be doing a non-aligned run. They haven't really started going that way yet, but they probably will. So that means we don't need to worry about the gateway to Europe anymore. I am gonna... I think we might still be able to pull them our way. So I'm going to do that. Go back up to speed 3 here. So, my primary occupation at this point, and that's the completion of my destroyer tech. So actually, before we talk about that, I'm going to get myself a destroyer designed that's more modern than the destroyer that I'm currently using. So, but before I do that, let's get my destroyer tech worked out. Let me see. Oh man, I really don't want fuel usage. So let's do range and reduced fuel usage again. Kablam. All right. Great. So, like I was saying, destroyer design. We're going with level 2 AA, sonar, don't have radar yet. We'll go with torpedo launchers. We'll, of course, do the raiding fleet thing. we'll go with level 2 depth charges. We got torpedoes here. I don't know if that's the right call, but we'll double down on it. How's that? We'll call this GP Destroyer 2. Torpedoes are a fun weapon. They let you penetrate the naval line, which is pretty strong. I'm going to queue 5 dockyards into this and build 10 of these. Put them in the main fleet. And we'll leave things going the way they're going. So my goal for the moment is to increase the size of my armed forces, because that's going to unlock my aggressive foci down here. In particular, this one, the Anschluss of Austria, requires me to have 500,000 manpower deployed. And that's going to... So we've currently got 384,000 in the field and 76,000 in training. So that's the process, and we're gonna get there as we get there. Let's get some more units in training here. As you can see, I've accelerated a little bit from this, and this is mostly because of my increased production efficiency of my factories. And we should be getting our first round of, yes, here we go, our first round of military factories getting properly built. Increasing trade with Denmark is going to give me an additional attrition reduction, supply efficiency, and supply range. I'm going to do that, because I want that. That's very good. Completely neglected my units here, so let's get them attacking again. A great decision for both parties. They accepted. That was them accepting. I should have read that out. It is what it is. This track here, when this gets to the end, it's going to cost me some more political power. This is the MIFO bills getting more expensive as we take on more and more government debt. So let's see. Mechanical computing, excellent. Let's go ahead and rush Concentrated Industry 2. It's going to be a very effective industrial strategy here. Let's see. I need you a trait, Fortress Buster. Fortress Buster is really good. It gives a big attack bonus to attacking forts, which you need to have, because a lot of people are going to try to build forts to stop you from taking their land when you're Germany. Let's go ahead and halt our fleet exercises for now, and we'll grab these air fleets and move them home. And we'll set them to... well, we'll get them home first. So we got the upgraded armor. We'll go ahead and get the smoke launchers, and then we'll work on things that are not naval. At that point, we'll be where we want to be, navally speaking. Doing a lot better for fuel now. I'm going to buy a little bit of fuel from Iran. No, I'm going to buy it from the United Kingdom. Take a gamble there. There's some enduring work completed. That's going to give us a bunch more civilian factories. And then we're going to do KDF Wagen to increase that number as well. So as you can see, we got multiple construction lines. We got 3 construction lines going at once now. There's radio completed. I'm going to go right ahead with radio detection. We are going to get some infantry bonuses eventually, but for now, do we have the capacity to send? Yes, we're at the point where we can send 3 volunteer divisions. So I'm going to pull 1 more division, and we're going to send this division to Spain. We should also likely be seeing a Mexican civil war. You see left-wing paramilitaries, weak church, mostly non-aligned. Not sure how that's going to go, but it seems likely that there will be a civil war happening there. I'm still a little salty about this situation. Let's put them in a new army just so that I get my my two best commanders back. I don't know what's going on here. There you go. Why don't you commit to the bit over here? There's still a Republican division holding out near Bilbao. We may go over there just to clear that out. Once we've finished our attack here. On the other hand, these are this is a mountain province. This is not a good place to attack. Hold on. There's a plains province. If we can get across to here and rescue this division, that'll be a great thing for our situation. There's the unit arriving in Galicia. We'll put him in the same army, and then we'll go and see if we can help deal with this this division. So we'll have him strategically redeploy there. It's going to get him going a lot faster. And once he's got all his organization back, he'll be much more able to participate in the battle. Your supply hub is in Bilbao, so we should be fine from an overall supply perspective. Let's attack. Go there. Do that thing. Buddy. 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 What? Hold on, we're having a real problem here. Spain's bugged. Alright. Oh, no, we lost our organization again. Alright, I'm just gonna wait on that for now. I thought there we go. That's what we want. Alright, so once this division joins this battle, we should be able to get this Republican division cleared out. So, back to Germany. So, the first thing on... Oh my goodness. Italy declared war on the Italian Union. That's a wild thing. Huh. Interesting. Let's go ahead and get some support weapons researched. So, what is all this then? Achtung! Oh my gosh. Alright. I don't know what's going on with this. So I'm just gonna try to get as much territory over here for the version of Italy that I'm fighting for, and we'll see what happens. This soundtrack, by the way, that you can hear right now, that's the sound of Italy being in a civil war. So we'll see how that goes. So what has happened here is there's a democratic revolt, led by the Committee for National Liberation of Italy, and they're revolting against Mussolini, and somehow my volunteer units have joined up with the Democratic faction. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but we're going to find out. Alright. And we are in battle here right now. But I think we're going to win. Well, let's put a commander in charge of these guys now, because we'll put Witzleben in charge. And then we'll put Model back into the driver's seat, I suppose, because this is a real war now. That's wild. I had no idea that was going to happen. So I believe this is an AI-motivated civil war. This is Italy attempting to go democratic right now. Alright. We are continuing to press forward here. I think we're going to be able to destroy this enemy division here. That's rad. I'm going to give this this unit a buff. Let's give them extra breakthrough. Again, probably not a great use of political power, but I'm just tickled by this, frankly. This pleases me greatly. Let's see if I cannot outrace this unit. But I've got them encircled. I've got you outnumbered 1-to-1. I'm going to halt and build up some more supply and organization. Because this unit, again, is encircled. Whereas I am not, so they should be losing supply and I should be gaining. I'm also a lot more experienced than them. Alright, let's forward. Yeah, alright. Those are some good numbers. I like those numbers. Alright. So this is the sort of stuff you get when you set the AI to default. You get them just doing whatever they please. So Italy having a civil war with itself, trying to go democratic. That's very common. That's the type of thing you can get, and all sorts of absolutely bananas events. All right, let's get working on other stuff. We're going to need better artillery. Oh, no, it's 1937. What am I talking about? Production tech. I need production tech for days. In fact, I'm going to switch other stuff over to production tech for the moment so we can get that going as fast as possible. Get that unit over here. Again, my goal in the Spanish Civil War is just to basically make sure that my units are always doing something. And that I don't leave a unit, for example, attacking into a mountain for a year, which will completely destroy them with attrition, like is, for example, going on here. But hopefully we can get this unit destroyed, and they're destroyed. Excellent. So we're going to put these two divisions together. Still don't have supply through to the capital, but we'll see how that goes. So there's Wagen finishing, and I'm actually going to go straight onto here. This is going to give me an extra research slot, so I'm going to have 5 of these, and that's going to be very, very important. Alright, go to Addis Ababa for now, and see if we can't... Actually, these are Hills provinces. This is a better place to attack for us. I keep going back and forth on that, but again, you don't want to be taking attrition. Got 150 political power now. Let's actually go forward with extensive conscription. This is going to give us way, way more manpower to play around with. We'll get these units churning. We got a little resource shortage of tungsten here. Let's go ahead and buy some of that from Sweden. And we've got available military factories. So this means that we've built all the military factories we had queued in here, and now we have more available. I'm going to go ahead with an expansion of our fighter forces. That's going to be very important for continuing to maintain our edge here. And then I think after that, we're going to be building some more tanks. And that's Modell. That's Modell. He's pretending not to be around. And we'll queue in more factories in all of these zones because we successfully increased our technology in that front. Alright, well, no enemy units yet. Let's continue to strike out. Strike forward. We're not losing. We're the best. We're the coolest. Everyone likes us. All right. Well, this is an absolutely wild situation. I'll try to cut my way in behind this enemy division here so that we can cut them off. And I think that's going to work, but we'll find out. No resistance so far, so as long as we can get there before they do, it's a victory. Ooh. Unfortunately, this enemy unit has appeared. But now, we have another situation, which is that a Spanish commune has appeared. I'm just going to let the day turn over, and I'll read you the event. So, anarchist uprising in Spanish Civil War. Continued government attempts at reasserting centralized control over the most independently acting anarchist communes in northeastern Spain, as well as Stalinist repression of dissident communist viewpoints, has now led to full-blown infighting in the Republican front. Initially limited to street fighting and low-scale clashes between militias and government or Stalinist forces, the unwillingness of either side to compromise has meant the conflict has rapidly escalated in just a few days. The reallocation of military resources to deal with the internal threat means the front line against the nationalists have been noticeably weakened. The Republicans hardly need outside assistance to lose. So, this is a sub-civil war of the Spanish Civil War, in which the anarchists have risen up, and they've actually gotten quite a bit of territory. So this might have been the intended path for the anarchists. So we're going to see how things go with that. And meanwhile, we're continuing to seize territory over here. We're getting a good pile of army experience in this war, I have to say. Although, it's weird that we're fighting for democracy in Italy now, which is a very strange state of affairs to be in. So I'm going to try to sneak this unit around behind this enemy division here. And we'll see if we can catch them off guard. Speaking of sneaking in, let's see if we can get to Madrid. See if we can rush Madrid. Edward VIII empowers the King's party. Following the royal marriage between King Edward VIII and Wallace Simpson, the King has now appointed the leaders of the newly formed pro-monarchist King's Party, Winston Churchill, Oswald Mosley, and David Lloyd George, to form a new government after the nation's extended period without one. Supporters of Edward VIII applaud the formation of the loyal government, but critics point out the new government is so supportive of the King's wishes that we might as well consider the King to be de facto an absolute monarch, a step into the past. So this is potentially very good for us. Monarchist Great Britain is very... They're definitely likely to be friendlier with us. So I'm going to improve relations with them and see if we can get a smiley, happy situation going on here. Oh, wonderful! We were able to seize Madrid. Wonderful, excellent. That's my favorite. All right, so this enemy division is going to get destroyed. And the anarchists are in command here, but not for long because we've got Madrid. And I'm going to just start... You know what? I don't need to do this. We can just seize all of this Republican territory for the nationalist side and just get going with it. So, where's my other division? Come on. Get going over here, guy. There's Ciudad Real. If we can get Badajoz, we can actually completely have this... Well, not completely in the bag, but we can definitely achieve significant gains for the nationalist side. No, we must stop. I know I'm completely messing up the fronts over here, but it is what it is. Okay, alright. Well, we've been stopped up, but that's okay. You come around this way. We can still potentially get into Badahov. Oh, this is a Soviet division. How dare the Soviets illegally interfere in the internal affairs of another country like I'm doing? That's some more divisions. I'm building an absolute metric ton of infantry divisions here, but that's my technique. We're going to do some modification of the officer corps right now. In particular, we're going to do motorization drive. This is going to get us... this is going to completely obviate the need to spend experience designing tank divisions, motorized divisions, and mechanized divisions. And that's important because we're going to be doing a lot of that. So, the first thing I'm going to use that to take advantage to do is to build up our armored division into a 24 with mixed division template. And that's going to make our one armored division that we've currently got much stronger. Interesting. There seem to be a lot of enemy divisions in this overall zone, and our supply is not great. What happened to all the... Ooh, excellent. So Spain was annexed. I'm gonna just quickly... Alright, well I think that's solid for now. So what this means is that the nationalists were able to defeat the Republicans and get a hold of what they wanted to get a hold of. So I'm going to put these divisions over here and see if we can push up the coast toward Valencia. So I'm going to leave that for now and just keep watch on the situation over here. We're not doing super hot on account of supply across this desert being pretty difficult to come by. So I think since Italy only has this one armored division here, I might end up just pulling this back because we're getting kind of beat on pretty hard here with reduced attack and defense by these troops that are much closer to their port. I think I might withdraw back that way. I could do German war economy to move us to war economy, but I don't want to do that quite yet. So we actually have the troops necessary for Anschluss right now. I guess it only takes 500k, which it used to take 550k. So, where are we with that? We're actually at, yeah, we just got just about 502k in the field. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. We'll see. Oh, it's really early. What would I do instead of that? Coal liquidization would be good. Synthetic rubber would be excellent. But I do want this very much. But if I wait, maybe they'll be potentially more built up when I take them a little later. I think that's actually right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the German-Swedish trade agreement, and I'm going to see how useful this is. Because that's actually new content as of the current patch. And we can worry about... Oh, no, actually, I need radio detection. I need to finish that out. We can find out about that later. So we're in a lot of wars, friends. I'm going to let us get to the middle of the year, and then we'll finish out. Witzleben falls ill. That's very unfortunate, but it is what it is. These units are under quite heavy attrition. I'm going to withdraw them back this way. Spanish volunteers are still... I don't know why you're trying to attack through the enemy. I don't know why you're trying to relocate to this front through the enemy, but you are, and it's working in this case. So, the Hindenburg incident. Disaster was narrowly averted today when a diesel fuel tank was discovered on the German passenger airship Hindenburg as it came into dock at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. The leak could have resulted in a fire that would have engulfed the entire airship. Critics have long questioned the wisdom of passenger airships, given their spotty safety record, and this incident is bound to make them even more vocal. A close call. Great. So that's again an historical event. In this case, the Hindenburg did not catch fire. Back here, my units are still withdrawing, but they're in the process of withdrawing. Perfect. And this unit's supply is already a little better. This one's still getting there. How is the supply overall? Alright, so it's gonna be better once we get there. We're withdrawing here, but we could not but do that anyway. Now let's keep going. And we're still moving to get into position here. I'm going to hit the staff office plan, which is going to increase our planning speed to crazy fast. Ludicrous speeds, in fact. Which means we should have our plan done by the end of the day. And oh boy. Oh boy. I was really hoping that would not happen. Alright. So, another civil war within a civil war has occurred here. Let me get this attack going. These are the Carlists. They are Spanish monarchists who supported a guy named Carlos a long time ago. Wary of being increasingly sidelined and having their influence over the nationalist front more and more curtailed, the Carlist forces, under Manuel Falconde, have renounced their affiliation with the nationalist cause, declaring their own independent insurrection. Carlist requetés, predominantly in the north of the country, have turned on their erstwhile allies, while at the same time continuing the fight against their Republican enemies. The effects on their military position in the Civil War are being downplayed by the nationalist leadership, but it is evident that the current chaos represents ample opportunity for the anarchists. I know it says Republicans here, but there's no more Republicans, it's only anarchists. This is getting complicated. Alright, anyway. So, these are the Carlists. They're under Manuel Falconde. So, the anarchists... So, this is a sort of maximally complicated civil war. The nationalists can fail to break up and become warring factions. The Republicans cannot. So, it's kind of a whole deal. Alright. These units are defending here. I'm actually going to move one division off this way. So we've got a pretty solid defensive position here. And until the Republicans' side over here sends more guys, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Alright, we've now got available factories. So let's go ahead and, as you can see, we're a little short on support equipment. So we'll queue in support equipment so that we're equaling our artillery. I'm actually also going to increase artillery output, and then we're going to give a massive increase to our infantry equipment output up to 16 factories worth. And let's get building more factories. Actually, let's get building some synthetic refineries before we go absolutely buck wild on ongoing military development here. Because I don't want to neglect my fuel situation. That should be fine for now. All right. I should probably get my air units, deployed to the part of Spain where I'm fighting a war, huh? Alright, cool. We are continuing to advance over here. These units have reached maximum experience. That's very good for us. Doing very solidly from an infantry equipment perspective. There's excavation completed for extra resource gain efficiency. So let's start researching anti-tank. Are most of these guys doing anything? Not really at the moment. Wait a minute. The Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. That's wild. I'm no longer improving relations with Great Britain, right? No, we finished that out. We're very good friends now. So historically, that country would have been called the United Kingdom, but right now they're Great Britain because we're in a weird alternate history situation. Right, so potentially we can go after Valencia over here, and that would be just an absolutely wild time. Oop, Pakistan declared war on India, so this is a war we're not necessarily going to involve ourselves in because that war is going to wipe peace out, and I don't want to deal with the hassle of it. Here's our 1937 machine tools increase. This increases conversion speed. I don't tend to convert factories, so I'm going to leave that alone for now. And we're going to work on... Not going to get Marines quite yet. Let's work on new tank technologies here. We're going to focus on... Let's take a look at what Porsche offers. Okay, so Porsche only offers upgrades for heavy tanks, so we're not going to worry about that. Henschel gets us a lot of speed and reliability. And then Man looks like the standard medium tank setup here. Oh, no, not quite. That's wild. I don't know enough about these Daimler-Benz. This is all tanks. You know what? Let's go with Daimler-Benz. I don't know what standardized production means, but they seem good. Let's go with them. That having been said, it is actually the middle of 37, so I'm going to put a pin in this recording because, again, I've gone way over. But before we go, let's take a look at what we can see of the other countries. Seems like France is going historical democratic for now. Poland is having high opposition from both sides of the Senation government, so that means they're likely to have a civil war. USSR has begun a big ol' purge. Looks like I'm suspecting they're going to have a civil war, but I could be wrong. Probably with the internal communist opposition. So that's them. Great Britain, we already know, is going toward monarchy, toward unaligned. That means they're likely to be friends with us. So who are the others? Japan's going unaligned. That means they're going to strike north towards the Soviets. China, we don't know what they're going to do yet. Probably they're going to try to unite the warlord states. We'll see how that goes for them. So that's basically the main players. As you know, Italy's trying to switch over to democracy and not succeeding as far as I can tell. United States is going historical. So let's take a look at the wild cards in Europe. Czechoslovakia seems to be going, yep, going to stay democratic. Romania, unclear so far, but they seem very highly democratic. Bulgaria, they seem so far they're going historical. Yugoslavia, no idea how to tell. What about Turkey? Turkey is going Atatism, which is a kind of a left-ish path. Organized Armed Forces, Sectarian Woes, Kemalist officers. Okay, not clear what Turkey's doing so far. And then for the Nordics, yep, Norway is doing a big fascism. That's wild. So that might align them with us, which would be interesting. Finland still not aligned. Big Sisu. And then for the Baltics, Lithuania, which is support for fascism and unaligned. So that's interesting. Maybe going a monarchist situation. Latvia, I don't know this super well enough, but I know this means they're aligning with the West, potentially. And then Vapsid Estonia has already gone fascist. All right, so potentially this means they're going to try to take over Finland, and we'll see if they succeed, and that's going to be a whole situation we're going to have to deal with. But yeah, it's the middle of 1937. That's the state of the world. We are looking to annex Austria probably before the end of the year. Still continuing to build up. We've got 632,000 head of man in the armed forces, and another 115,000 in training, since I just added those 4 divisions. We're continuing to build up, and maybe soon we'll have the strongest armed forces in the world. Before I go, though, let's get these units, these air units training again, and I'm actually going to... I've got some fighter forces that I can also get deployed here, and I'm just going to queue those in for deployment to make sure that they start training so that I can have some functioning air wings. We're intervening in the Italian Civil War. We're intervening in the Spanish Civil War. We're going to intervene in the Mexican Civil War. Don't you try to convince me you're not going to have a civil war, Lazaro Cardenas. I know you. I know you can't help it. I know you love having a civil war. Have a civil war, Mexico. That being what it is, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you all on the other side.